What's up, guys? Today we're going to go through my current hybrid training program. I'm going to show you how I'm structuring my workouts. We're also going to go through a full workout at the end of the video. I'll show you what I'm doing for my pre-workout meal. And we're just going to talk about what my current goals are and how I'm structuring my hybrid training program. Currently, my main goal is to focus on building strength and building muscle. And I think that's really the amazing thing about hybrid training is that you can go through different phases and you can use periodization to prioritize certain goals that you might have. So say, for example, you want to run a 10K, you want to run a half marathon, you want to run a marathon, and you want to focus more on endurance. You can still strength train, but more focus is going to be shifted towards endurance training. Or say that you want to take a chunk of time to focus on building strength, building muscle, putting on some size, which is my current goal. You still should do some conditioning. You still should do a little bit of running or rowing or cycling or swimming or whatever your choice of cardio is, but they should both always be in your program. So let's run through my current program right now. Like I said, this might look a little different for you, and you can customize it depending on what your current goals are. But my current goal is to have more of an emphasis on strength training, trying to build muscle, but also maintain an aerobic base, continue to run, and keep trying to improve. But the running volume is a little bit lower right now. So the way I start this off, I start it off on a Sunday through Saturday split. So everything is trained twice a week in my training program right now. So the way I'm structured right now is a little bit different. And then I'm always taking an off day on Saturday. So starting off on a Sunday, I will do a full push workout. And this is also where I will do some higher intensity conditioning. So for the push workout, it's going to be the chest, the shoulders, and the triceps, which does tend to be a little bit longer of a day. And then the way I also structure this is the first 3 days of the week where I hit these strength training workouts, the emphasis is more on heavier exercises, more compound movements, trying to get stronger. I talked about this in a video a couple weeks ago about how to structure your program and optimize it for building strength and building muscle. And the first 3 days, the focus is overload. So I'm trying to pick big movements like a bench press, an overhead press, dips, dumbbell presses, like really heavy movements that are going to train a lot of muscle groups that you can utilize a lot of weight. And the focus is keeping records of those weights and getting stronger each week. The second 3 strength training workouts, so when I repeat the push, the pull, and the legs, those are going to be more of a hypertrophy volume type of workout where we might incorporate some pre-exhaustion, some drop sets, some supersets, increase a lot of volume, add a lot of total sets. And the goal is just trying to build muscle by creating lots of overload and lots of volume and intensity techniques. So first workout of the week, like I said, on Sunday is push workout with some higher intensity intervals. Typically, this is going to be some running, but also do some rowing and some biking and some skiing, especially because now I don't have any race right now that I'm training for, or any long distance race. I do have a 10K or a half marathon on my radar right now in the fall. So that might change here in a little bit, but nothing super serious. Like it's not like I'm in the middle of marathon training where I'm doing lots and lots of endurance training. So kind of like to switch it up, but still focusing on some higher intensity, trying to improve that VO2 max and trying to work on my anaerobic efficiency. Monday is a pull workout. So on this workout, I'm going to do the back and the biceps, also mix in some core on this day. And again, the focus is on strength. So I'll pick exercises like pull-ups, heavy rows, even doing some eccentric work. And then same thing for the biceps. The biceps are a muscle too, and you want to get stronger. You're not going to be dumbbell curling 100-pound dumbbells, but you do still want to focus on picking movements that you can overload, adding eccentrics, and just finding ways you can continuously put the stimulus on the muscle to build muscle and build strength. On Tuesday, come in and I do my strength-focused leg workouts. Right now, I'm focusing on the deadlift. I haven't been doing deadlifts consistently in the last year because I've been doing lots of endurance training and I've been working around like some leg, not necessarily injury, but just pulls, that type of stuff in my leg. So I'm finally back to deadlifting and trying to get stronger at that. My previous 1 rep max on deadlift is 550 and it moved super easy. So my goal is to build back up to that and eventually hit that all-time PR. I want to hit 600. So something that I'm definitely working on right now. And then also structuring things like Bulgarian split squats, heavy hip thrust, heavy walking lunges, just really big compound movements into that day. Everything else gets hit again, so I'll come back on Wednesday, and that's where I'll hit my push hypertrophy workout. So the way I'm structuring this right now is I start off with some pre-exhaustion, and the focus completely changes on this day. Now the focus is building muscle. The focus is breaking down muscle and using the correct muscle, slowing reps down, increasing the blood flow. And like I said, the focus is a little bit different. I'm still lifting as heavy as I can for the prescribed rep range, but when you pre-exhaust your chest doing some chest flies, and then you go over to the dumbbells, those dumbbells are going to be a lot heavier. And when you're focusing on pressing with just your chest and trying to keep your shoulders out of it, those dumbbells are going to feel a little bit heavier, but that's okay because we're focusing on two different ways to progress and place that stimulus. On Thursdays, I'll come in for another pull workouts. And when this is a little bit lower volume of workouts, you just have the back and the biceps, I'll add some conditioning in. Struggling right now to get a distance run in, but this is where a day where I'll try and add in, a 3 to 5 mile run if I have the time to do so, or I can always hop on an assault runner here or hop on a rower and do some distance, not necessarily like long distance, but do a little bit longer duration, lower intensity, working more on keeping and building that aerobic base. So like I said, this day we're hitting a pull workouts. Again, changing the focus to more hypertrophy work. Right now I'm currently pre-exhausting in my program. So start off with some isolation, feel the muscle work, and then use a lot more machines, up the reps a little bit, do drop sets, supersets, all sorts of fun stuff like that. So the back, the biceps, also hit some core. And then, like I said, if I have time, I will do some lower intensity cardio. On Friday, come back and hit my second leg workout of the week. And again, this focus is more hypertrophy. So the goal, again, pre-exhaustion, more volume, more sets, more reps, higher rep ranges, supersets, drop sets, all the fun stuff. And the goal, again, is to break down the muscle tissue as much as possible. And the focus is changing from purely strength to trying to just break it down as much muscle mass as possible and just place the stimulus by volume and overload and intensity into this workouts. Also do some core. And if I have time on this day, I'll do some higher intensity stuff, sometimes some treadmill sprints, some bike sprints, some rower sprints. Again, just making sure that we're still doing conditioning because hybrid training is the perfect blend of strength training and conditioning. It doesn't always have to be 50-50 where half the time you're doing conditioning and half the time you're doing strength training. They can change throughout the different seasons and the different goals that you might have. But this is currently how I'm structuring my program to optimize building muscle and building strength while also trying to train for endurance and building endurance and maintaining endurance. The strength is more focused and more prioritized right now, and the endurance is a little bit less. But by still doing it, I'm going to maintain a base. And when I want to sign up for a half marathon or do an endurance event, or eventually someday a marathon, I'll have that base to work off of. And then Saturday is a full rest day. I mentioned that already, to where I take 1 day of rest a week. I'm still training here at the gym. I actually have usually like 7 or 8 sessions in a row. So I'm still here at the gym, but by that time, I'm ready to get out of here, ready to get home to my family and just go on with the weekend sports or family events that we might have. So this is how I'm setting up my program currently. I'm going to eat my pre-workout meal. So my pre-workout meal that I have is a staple in my diet. I have 1 sweet potato, and then I have 6 ounces of ground beef. I'm also going to do 1 scoop of our greens with this too as well. Our greens product is going to be launching next week or the week after that, so I'm super excited about that. Something we've been working on for a while, that nobody eats enough vegetables in general. So just is a great way that you can, yes, prioritize getting of vegetables for the micronutrients and just your overall well-being, but it's also going to help with digestion and just making sure that you're regular, which is something that a lot of people struggle with. So I'm going to eat this. I have a little work to do. I have 2 more training sessions here, and then I'm going to have a little gap in my schedule where we're going to go through a workout. So I'll see you guys in the next clip, and we'll go hit a workout. So this workout was a push workout. So it's chest workout, shoulder workout, and tricep workout. This day is more of the hypertrophy focus. So starting off with pre-exhaustion, I did 5 sets, staying between 8 to 12 on cable flies. And the whole goal of today is to focus on the specific muscle that we're trying to target and using that muscle. So when I'm doing a chest fly, I'm trying to think of using my chest as much as I can to move the weight and not trying to throw any momentum into the reps, and just focus on breaking down that specific muscle. So starting off with our biggest muscle, starting off with the chest. Like I said, every rep really focus on keeping the shoulders back. Try not to let the shoulders take over, and just utilizing your chest. This is a great way to build the mind-muscle connection, get some blood flow, kind of get ready for some of the other stuff. We're going to tell yourself that, okay, it's time to train some chest, get some blood in that muscle. After that, I went into 4 sets of an incline dumbbell press. Again, I tried to slow the tempo down a little bit more, tried to get nice deep range of motion, and then every rep I tried to focus on pressing with my chest and squeezing at the top. So I tried to stay between 10 to 12 reps on each set, and I actually ended up doing 70s for all 4 sets. They were challenging. I got 4 sets of 12, but the focus was really focusing on squeezing my chest as hard as I could at the end of each rep, and then getting a nice deep stretch. And when you do that, you don't have to use as much weight as you might be able to. I could go over to the rack, I could grab the 110s and I could press them, and I could move them from point A to point B, and that's fine. But today's focus, like I said, is using as heavy a weight as you possibly can, but still keeping the mind-muscle connection and making sure that you're targeting the right muscle. After that, I did a superset between a chest fly and a chest dip. And this chest fly, I set it to where I kind of had to pull upwards a little bit, so changing the angle. So I have 2 different flies. We did some high to low flies in the beginning. Now we're kind of coming slightly up or straight across. And then again, just squeezing the chest on each rep and really focusing on just using your chest as much as possible. I did, again, 10 to 12 reps. I even would add some partials and just taking it to total muscle failure on the chest fly. Supersetting it with some chest-focused dips where you're leaning forward a little bit more and you turn it into a little bit more of like a press-type motion where you get a good deep stretch on the chest, come down, stretch, and then press up and squeeze at the end of each rep. And then I usually stop shy just of lockout to make sure my triceps don't take over. After this, my camera died, so the rest of the workout, I'll kind of run you through it. I don't have any clips of it, but after this superset, did 3 sets of 10 to 12 of this. Then I went into my shoulder work and my tricep work. So for the shoulder work, I pre-exhausted. I started off with 5 sets of cable flies, just a single arm cable fly, doing a lateral raise. And then I did a dumbbell shoulder press, 3 sets. And then I did a superset between a dumbbell shrug and a cable upright row. So that was it for shoulders. And then for triceps, again, I started off with some isolation. I did 5 sets of a tricep pushdown, just getting some blood in the tricep. And then I did a superset between an overhead extension and then a cable tricep kickback. So this day, like I said, is just more volume. It's more reps, breaking down muscle tissue, and having both of these in your program, both some heavy days and some volley days, is the way that you're really going to optimize your program to build muscle. So I just wrapped up the workout, guys. My camera died in the middle of the workout. Sorry about that. I ran over, charged it, and got enough charge to record a closing clip here. So main thing with hypertraining I want to say is you can train whatever style you want to. You can do more strength, you can do more conditioning, you can even split both. But I firmly believe that this hybrid style is the best way to optimize your program. Just make sure that you're structuring things. And if you have questions, you have comments, let me know down in the comment section below. I have one more training session left tonight, so I'm gonna down 2 scoops of our FitGrind whey protein, throw that down the hatch real quick, change my clothes, get ready for that training session, and then that will wrap up the day. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.